Alrighty everyone, this is Trumpet Man with 40 Card College doing another Arena Open attempt here. Hey, that's what I like to see. Bomb City. Okay, good. Well, we know one card we're gonna put in our deck no matter what, and that's Wormcoil Engine. Really want to play Teferi 2 if possible. Siege Veteran, really want to play that one. So we're going to try to make that work. There's only about 6 black cards total, so probably not going to be in black. In red, there's a bunch of Scrapwork Mutts, but we can play that in any deck if we want. Excavation Explosion's good. The rest of red looks kind of mediocre. A couple of Blanchwood Prowlers in green. Okay, so I'm going to... Ooh, we even got Liberator as well. Yeah, we have some good cards. I'm going to just put in... I'm going to try to build blue-white first, because those are where our best cards are. I think Junior's Kite might be good in sealed. If it's a little bit slower, I have time to use it to generate an advantage. We might add some more of these later on. Let's go back to blue-white. Here's some Scrapwork Mutts we can play. Alright, so if we play blue-white, then we have some Paratroopers, Disenchant, Recommission. Oh, this was our last rare. Yeah, that one's not great. A lot of cards. Scatter Ray is okay. Mightstone's Animation. It's not looking awesome yet, but let's take a look here. Desynchronize Teferi, Scatterthopter. Could easily put a mountain in this deck too. Hulking Metamorph. What's that gonna copy? You can copy Mutts. Make a 3/3 Mutt. Pretty good. It can copy Chromatic Star. That's a nice card to copy. When it dies, draw a card. It can copy Siege Veteran. You don't want it to copy the Liberator, because that one is legendary. How much removal do we have? We have a Static Net. And also, how good is Recommission here? Pretty good, because I can also return Scrapwork Mutts. Maybe Coastal Bulwark is not what I want. How good's Mishra's Bauble? Mishra's Bauble's not that great in this deck either. Doesn't really have any combos. Oh, it does combo with Warlord's Elite, though, so maybe that's good enough. Machine Over Matter, I don't think that's good enough. I guess, let's just see, are there any other crazy cards we're not playing? Excavation Explosion on the Splash is not too exciting. It also might be that Journeyer's Kite's just not what I want to do, because it's so slow. I'm wondering if I should just cut Mishra's Bauble and Warlord's Elite. This card is not going to be particularly castable until later on. But then Recommission gets a lot worse as well. So I kind of want to be playing this plus Recommission. Oh, I should probably be playing the Mishra's Research Desk also. It's just a decent card to find lands, and then later on I could unearth it. It does make me kind of want to keep in the Journeyer's Kite. Maybe I only need one Desynchronize. I think the card is fine, but drawing 2 of them is kind of awkward. We do have the Static Net and Disenchant. I think the Paratrooper is just going to do enough. Then we have 3 cards that we could play on turn 1. So we have 1, 2, and to Warlord's Elite. That's a little bit better. So what's our last cut? Take Flight's a lot worse in sealed, because everyone has a bunch of interaction. I also have a lot of 4s, so maybe I should just cut the Take Flight. A lot of my cards are just good on their own. If I was going to play Take Flight, I think I want to play Lauren's Escape. Lauren's Escape, well, it is good with Siege Veteran. I don't know. This card only plays aggressively, and I think our deck can kind of play a couple different ways. Like, we can be pretty mid-range, so it's kind of not that good in sealed, I feel like. I would rather play these cards and get a mountain in here. And I don't need more than one mountain because we're not... Oh, we're playing one mill creature. So I could mill my one mountain, but that's fine. I don't have any actual red cards. They're all just incidentally red. If I ever do mill the one mountain, it's fine. Only a little bit of a disaster there. I don't think Philology Vanguard on the splash is very good. Yeah, I think this deck just is going to play enough on 2s. Then we have a lot of good 3-drops. We have good 4-drops. So, like, we just have a pretty good curve. And then you have Wormcoil Engine to top things off. Let me go back through, make sure we're not missing anything. Third Path Savant, I mean, that card is... It is good. If a game goes long, it has to be answered. Maybe I should be playing it. But I think it's worse than Airlift Chaplain. And I think Airlift Chaplain's my worst 3-drop. Oh, Combat Thresher. Yeah, I'm not going to cut that card. Yeah, this just looks solid. I have, like I said, I have a good curve. I have good cards. I have a couple removal spells. We have Recommission with 4 really good 3-drops. And bringing back a Scrapwork Mutt with Recommission is also just very good. Because you can just rummage again. I could see playing Stone Retrieval Unit in this deck. But I kind of feel like it's playing bad cards to make my good cards good. I don't really want to do that. Yeah, I don't know. All my power is in blue and white, so I feel like we should just play blue-white and not get too fancy about it. Also, Recommission is just a fine combo with... We can just cycle Mitra's Bauble and bring it back on turn 2 if we have nothing else to do. That's obviously not ideal, but it's possible. I also have a 7, 8, and 9 drop, so I don't really need that much extra to do with my mana. What would be nice is if I had some more ways to create Power Stones. But Excavation Explosion, again on the splash, I don't know. I could play an Excavation Explosion over a Plains. Or sorry, could put another mountain and play Excavation Explosion. I just don't think it's worth splashing though. Yeah, so the only one I would really like, basically I could play Stone Retrieval Unit instead of like Journeyer's Kite, but I don't think that's worth it either. Man, this card is so slow though. I don't know if it's a mistake, but I also think the last card we would play would be pretty bad. And at some point in the game, Junior Skype is really good with the 2 ambush paratroopers, because we just get a land every single turn of the game. That's pretty powerful in this deck because I have a lot of high end. I'm a little worried about my lack of interaction. We basically have the static net, and that's kind of carrying the deck in terms of interaction. So I could play another Desynchronize, but it doesn't really solve the problem permanently. And I actually just don't really have any hard removal to splash anyways. Oh, I could splash a Shoot Down. But the problem with that is I'd have to play an actual forest. I don't have a lot of other ways to actually be able to splash. Suchi Cave Guard's just worse than these other expensive cards that have prototypes. So I think this is just solid. Like, I'm going to curve out with some creatures. All my expensive cards are also cheap, so that's fine. And Wormcoil Engine will carry the day, so yeah, let's go for that. So we'll just mud on 2, discard the plains. I think I am gonna The benefit of waiting is if I draw exactly Warlord's Elite, but I think it's better to just try to draw a 3-drop for next turn. Alright, they're playing blue-red. Sure. That card is not beatable. Hopefully they attack into my ambush paratrooper, and I get to trade. Oh, thank goodness. Alright, I think we attack and then we just spot Orthopter here. Well, don't want either of those. I probably would have kept an island on top for the Metamorph, but not 2 planes. Some of the worst draws we could have. Yeah, we're just gonna static net Urza. And I guess at this point, we're getting pretty close to just playing the Metamorph. We only need 3 more lands. Airlift Chaplain might be able to find us another as well. We put 2 planes on the bottom, 1 here, so we have 4 left in our deck. Though, honestly, if I play Hulking Metamorph and turn into an Airlift Chaplain, that's also just excellent. Swamp? But I guess white-blue base. So they're splashing red for 3rd Path Iconoclast. Maybe they're splashing, like, Hero of the Dunes? No. Yeah, white-blue base. Yeah, I think. I don't know, hard to tell. So if I play Airlift Chaplain off Mountain Plains, if I find a Plains, I can Hulking Metamorph and make another Airlift Chaplain to find more things. That does seem good. And then if that fails, I could Research Desk instead. Yeah, so I think I'm just going to take the Plains here. And then just make another Airlift Chaplain. My other option is to Paratrooper, or I could Spot Orthopter to try to find Wormcoil Engine. We have 23 cards left. I don't know, the Ambush Paratrooper is pretty solid. Maybe I should just take that. Because actually I could Research Desk this turn, and that's also going to be quite good. Yeah, let's take Wormcoil and play that next turn. This is a big blowout. I guess I just have to block their Scrapwork Cohort. And then play Wormcoil next turn. Can't really beat Urza's rebuff. I guess let's play this and see what happens. I'm not blocking with this, I don't think. So I should just attack. Please don't have the answer. Thank goodness. Ooh, Siege Veteran? I think it's better to just get another Wormcoil this turn, though. Wormcoil, like, play this, and then get a mini worm coil, and then siege veteran next turn. They know about this, but I think it's still better to play it on their turn, to play around removal. So I can turn everything into giant creatures next turn. If they make... Ooh, that sucks. But it's the reason I didn't want to ambush Paratrooper. Yeah, that is an instant, but... I guess they're thinking they just want to do it now. It's fine. Alright, so what... If I attack with everything, it's no longer that good. What I could do is Siege Veteran this turn. This is... If I Siege Veteran, I can attack with everything. Except for the Paratrooper. I think I just want to cycle the stars so we can figure out what we want to do. That is a big game. So I'm just going to disenchant whatever they use with the Urza next turn. Rather than... Unless I have lethal right now. If I go to combat... Like, if I kill... No, the problem is they can reconstruct a Thopter from their graveyard and then copy it. But if I... Let's see. If I disenchant the Thopter and attack with literally everything, they block here. If they block here, then they have to chump with the Urza. If they block here, they... If I pump this one... Yeah, they just chump with the Urza. So that's pretty good. But then they can't actually block. Oh, it just randomly... Well, okay. I was about to think that actually the attack wasn't good enough, so here we are. Because they can't force them to block with Urza, I would have disenchanted, attacked with everything, and put them to 1, but then they still combo off from there. Oh, okay, well, we got it. That turn was really complicated. I was one short of being able to just disenchant and attack all. And so it was better to just let them wait and then use the disenchant on their turn. But I did run out of time. I was going to put the counter on the Spotter Thopter if I was going to disenchant. However, it's still right to put on the Spotter Thopter here, because then otherwise it couldn't attack into the 4-3. So hitting those, hitting Spotter Thopter, and attacking, and then disenchanting on their turn was the right play. Pretty complicated turn, but there you have it. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to keep this hand. I don't know what I'm discarding with the Mutt, but I really want to hit land drops. I already have the blue for the Metamorph. Oh, well, that made it easy. I just discard the recommission. Unfortunate. Well, we just want to hit land drops, right? I guess they're missing land drops too, although they hit. Because they would have Foundry Inspectored if they had hit their land last turn. A draw land, I'd probably just kill the Cradle Clear Cutter. But I didn't. So I guess I'm just attacking for 2 here. And then dropping Liberator into Paratrooper or Static Net, depending. Oh, they didn't want to block. I mean, they didn't want to attack. Interesting. Do we just Static Net the Recluse and keep attacking? It means I can't get rid of something big, but I get to keep attacking right now. And if I go net into Metamorph, that's just a lot of damage that I'm dealing. They could sacrifice this and make a 6/6. I guess if we slow down, I can hit what actually matters later on and keep growing from there. I don't know. It's interesting because like I have so much pressure right now. Oh, but I really want to get this down because of the Power Stone token. I think that's a reason enough to do it. Because here's the thing. If I can get a Worm Coil down and then Metamorph it, it's basically the game. Especially because Worm Coil has Flash right now. Like, if I can flash that in and eat something. Pretty crazy good. Alright, they're still looking for lands here. Or they're taking the Sarenth Steel Seeker. They're taking the Mountain, that makes sense. So next turn's easy if I do draw land. If I don't draw land, it gets a little bit harder. Because I can't play Teferi or Wormcoil. It's like a really big draw step next turn. The answer is I probably just Metamorph. Because the Wormcoil is going to be good enough anyways. So if I can find another Plains off the Chaplain, then we are pretty set. Or I just Spot Orthopter, that's also pretty good. And that's going to help me hit the land the following turn, so I think we just attack. Unfortunately, they blocked that one. Pretty smart of them to do so. I'm still just going to play this and scry right now. I can hit for 3. The first Plains is good. The second one is bad, I think. And now they could actually make a 9/9. It's kind of crazy. But they're super ramping instead. I think if they had attacked before, I wouldn't have blocked. But now that they're... Sure. I mean, if they had Giant Growth, they get me. The 2/3 can't even attack through Tower Worker, so... I don't think it was that impressive. I think I'm gonna not deal the damage with the Wormcoil here, because the surprise attack value on it's so high. I don't want them to know about the Wormcoil. I also avoid shoot down by waiting, and I might be able to ambush something here. So. They also have to trade with the worm coil engine right now. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, we won our last game. I forgot to hit the record button, so sorry about that, but it was pretty much just a classic Siege Veteran beatdown game. And going into match 4 here. This hand is a mulligan. I hate mulliganing, but the hand's not functional. This hand is pretty good. I think we get rid of... I don't know. Probably the paratrooper. We can curve into Warlord's Elite, so that's nice. We can Mutt discarding Mutt to try to get our land, but we did hit the land anyways. I still think it's probably correct to Mutt discard Mutt. This is a bit of a problem. Yeah, that's pretty good. Alright, time to just play a 4-4. And then I could Metamorph the star next turn, so that when it dies, at least I get to draw a card. Ooh, or I could do that. So they left 3 mana up. Probably like Stern Lesson. I think I should just attack with both. If they have Gaia's Gift, it's pretty horrific for me. But it looks like they don't have any stops right now. I think I'm still going to play Metamorph rather than Liberator, because it's basically just a 3-3 that when it dies, I draw a card. I think that's just a much better use of my mana. Plus, it's just funny seeing a Chromatic Star attacking. Yeah, that's a problem. Probably we just want it to Teferi and draw a card. Then they have to Avenger to attack it. But we could protect Teferi, draw some cards, do some things.
Heard you needed a hero.
Desynchronize, definitely great.
Interesting fact.
So as long as they don't have a pump spell here, which they didn't earlier, we can protect this Teferi. Wow, that's a blowout. So now they just get to fly their creature anyways. That's so gross. That is so gross. What do we do? Hopefully they... I guess if they crack their Evolving Wilds, I can hit their Steel Seraph. That's what we do. Okay. That sucks. I guess get their steel serif. They didn't crack the revolving welds. They must have just had the read. Kind of crazy. I'm gonna Mishra's bobble them first because they're obviously gonna put this on top. I want to see their card after that. Spotter Thopter, okay. Research desk. Mountain. Mountain is pretty good here. Because of the mutts. I think I keep both of these. That way if I draw a land, I can just cycle them with the mutts. I'm gonna draw... Yeah, I think it's good. The Argivian Adventure is kind of doing a lot of work here. Alrighty, let's crack this. I'm in massive trouble. Steel Serif, definitely a problem. And then they have the Spotter Thopter after too. But hopefully they crack their Evolving Wilds. Recommission. Recommission my Liberator? That's pretty solid. Should I scrapwork mud away my scrapwork cohort to try to find an answer? I think probably the cohort's not doing that much in my hand. And then if I draw Disenchant, I can do that instead. Yeah, okay. Well, let's just go ahead and... I guess get this back. Can't really attack. Of course, they can give this lifelink and flying and all the shenanigans. Kind of brutal that they get to see that on being on top too. So now they know not to crack the Evolving Wilds. Flying lifelink can't really stop it at all. Alright, so we really need to find our answer here. So I think we desk, because we're just massively far behind. Come on, disenchant. Planes, yep. I kind of want to crack the star for red, because that'll give me another shot at this. Yes! So now I'm gonna do this. Oh, I'm gonna play my land. Mutt and discard the planes. Still in giant trouble because this Avenger is causing some problems. Let's kill this and attack with everything. Yeah, this card is pretty dirtily. We really just need to draw our Wormcoil engine as usual. Here you think they would have sacrificed the Evolving Wilds first. Because now if they scry cards to the bottom, it doesn't really make sense for it to sit there, but... What do I know? Or top. Well, probably the top one's a land. Plains, huh? Card has been really good this game, actually. I think in sealed, because it's a little slower, you have time to use the Avenger. I guess it is worth noting. I'm gonna have to chump next turn with my Liberator. It's a problem. I guess I have drawn a lot of lands, but still. They have gotten a lot of value. I didn't kill their Steel Seraph soon enough was the problem. It just ran away with the game and was pretty unbeatable. But that's what it does. It's a bomb rare. Sometimes I have the bombs, sometimes they have the bombs. And that is the format, I think. This kind of makes sense, but not really. Now I can just take 5 damage. Don't really have any outs, I don't think. Even with that one. 4, 5, 6, 7. Then I have 2 mana left over. I could play it in the 1/1 mode. I probably should cycle it here and then... Depending what I draw. Yeah, that's not what I needed. I think the only card I could have drawn was Static Net into maybe Wormcoil Engine. That being said, I mean, that was our out. We got to try it, right? Alright. Well, first loss, so 3-1. Again, I think our deck is excellent. Need to kind of draw a little better. Journeyer's Kite didn't really do a lot there, which is a little bit what I was worried about, but it's so good with the Ambush Paratroopers, like I was saying, and it finds our red mana. I think we are not really leaving anything on the sidelines that's that much better. Yeah, I'm still really happy with our deck, the way it is. So I think this card's being fine. Like, finding the lands and looting them away with the mutts is so good once the game goes on. Alright, going into game 5 here. More of the Dirtles. We could also discard the Kite if we need to early on. However, I may want to Kite on 2 and then activate. Go on 2, activate on 3, Thopter on 4. It's pretty slow and clunky. But I don't have a land right now for my 4th land drop, so I think it's worth doing. Alright, so I drew my next land. I think what I'm going to do is just Scrapwork Mutt to trade and then play a Thopter next turn. I'm not going to discard my land with the Mutt. Just block here. And then hopefully 2/3 Flyer does the trick. they have removal for this, it's really bad. So what am I doing next turn? I could get a land with the kite and then recommission my mutt. I think regardless, I think these cards are not great here. I kind of think just putting them both on the bottom is correct. If I stabilize, then I get to just play Teferi. If I draw a land. If I'm not stable, I don't think those cards help me stabilize that much. Especially when I already have the recommission here. Yeah, I just can't block, right? They probably have Stern Lesson. Or Curate, same idea. That's solid. So if I recommission, get the Scrapwork Mud in play, what do we discard? Or I could, I guess, just Journeyer's Kite. Journeyer's Kite for a mountain. And recommission the mutt. Discarding the elite, maybe? Or discarding nothing. The Warlord's Elite is pretty good right now. So I probably don't want to get rid of it. I think I'm just going to get back a 3-2. And discard nothing. Because the elite can tap the kite. And one other thing. Stabilizes the whole board, can start attacking potentially. I'm tempted to block this time. But I still don't really think I can. So if I play this, I can't also Warlord's Elite. I could... Yeah, I'm just super far behind. If only this had Flash. I wish I had the Dominar United version. I think I should Warlord's Elite and just plan to double block the Juggernaut this turn. Because then if they have a pump spell to blow me out, at least I get to disenchant the Juggernaut. Like if they have Whirling Strike, which they maybe could have. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm just going to snipe that off right now. That was really good for us. I am at 8, though. So this Mishra's Juggernaut is a problem. I think we should Mutt and... Mutt, discard desk. Well, or I could Teferi. Teferi minus. And then block. Or I could even Teferi plus. If they unearth, I could just block and block. And Teferi puts a real clock on. And if I draw a land, I could even unearth the Mutt. I think that's better than minusing, because it's just going to be a 2-2.
No matter the time or place, there is much the past can teach us.
Would have obviously preferred... would have preferred to hit a land drop there, but... We can block, and it'll be fine. I kind of just need to get my Planeswalker online. Just all at me, huh? They're probably trying to set up Excavation Explosion. So if I block like this... This will put me down to 2, but I can gain 2 life. Alternatively, I could block like this, because Teferi's going to win the long game. I take 4, and then I can static net the Scrapwork Mud, and it can't come back. So they can't cycle. And I'll be at 6 instead. And I'm down a 4/4, but I have Siege Veteran and Teferi for the long game. But actually, I think my life total is more important. Or that'll put me... I'll take... Yeah, I'll go to 6 once I play the static net. Oh, or I'm just dead. Okay. Yeah, if they have that card, I can't really do a whole lot about it. Unfortunate, we had finally, I think, just about stabilized. I mean, maybe this Journeyer's Kite is just too bad. It really did nothing that game. If the board is stable, it's pretty good. But we're often just racing and trading. Like, maybe having my own Machine Over Matter would be better. I do like that I can get my mountain from my Mutts, though. And I do have a bunch of really expensive cards. Like, if we just draw all this stuff, and then trade, and then start kiting later. Like, kiting on, like, when you have 5 lands to get your 6th land, then play a 3-drop, that is really powerful. I think it's just been a little bit... It's not a card you want to play on turn 2. But maybe, like, Coast DB is just better. You know, I'm kind of conflicted on it. It makes my bad draws better, though. Where I'm drawing, like, enough lands so that I can... But not enough action. I can, like, combo with some of these paratroopers and things and help get out of Flood with Scrapwork Mutts and the Kite. Probably my worst card in my deck. But I don't think... Maybe, you know, I could be playing Stone Retrieval Unit over it. Is that crazy? Helps ramp into Wormcoil Engine. But, yeah, I don't even know if that's that good. Or I could just play a 2/3. Then again, like, my curve really is not that high. So if I empty my hand and I start Journeyer's Kiting, I have a good chance of actually just playing my more expensive cards for their expensive modes. And I think that has a lot of value. I think it's my worst card, but I think it's still worth playing. All right. I mean, this hand is awkward, but I have I have a Liberator on 3. Hopefully we draw planes on turn 2, but if not, we'll be okay. I do need my 4th land drop, or this hand really precipitously drops off. All right, cool. I'm gonna play Liberator into Siege Veteran. Otherwise, I think if I play the Siege Veteran, it's just too easy to answer here. Basically, if I do this, I have 2 must-answer threats. It also gives this 3 power immediately this turn, so Spotterthopter is going to pump the Liberator next turn further. And if I kill Siege Veteran, I have Recommission. It's just, like, super strong. I think I pump it still, rather than the Veteran. Pumping Veteran plays around Disfigure. But because I have Recommission, I think this is still the play. Gets this out of Excavation Explosion range. Ooh, that's interesting. If I Teferi and just minus... I think it's just not actually that good, though, when I'm this far ahead. I think it's better to Spotterthopter. Pumping the Liberator. Or I can Spotterthopter and then put a counter on the Spotterthopter. And then Teferi can still pump this the next turn, so... Play this. Pump the Liberator. And then just make a 3/4. It's going to be hard for them to stop that. Yeah, more Siege Veterans is good. Bobble plus Teferi is also going to be a good combo, so I think I just keep both of these. Basically, they need another artifact for cheap to be able to attack with Strongbow. And honestly, I might double block at that point. They get to kill my Siege Veteran, but I could recommission it back. I don't take that much damage, and then I'm ahead in the race. That's a disaster. If they attack with Strongbow, I'm just going to double block it. All right, I'm gonna make a 3/3, and then I'm gonna make another Siege Veteran, and then go all in on the Thopter here. I'm limited by my white mana as is also. If they have another sibling rivalry, it's pretty bad for me. I guess I could... Oh. Okay, their hand was worse than I thought. I had some pretty tricky decisions there. I could have pumped up the Siege Veteran, but then that would just trade for a Strongbow. So probably I was going to go all in on the Thopter and hopefully, you know, be able to Teferi plus Bobble the following turn. I didn't feel that far ahead. Like, I felt kind of far ahead, but if their hand was weak, obviously I was going to win for sure. But I didn't know that at the time, so it was a little bit scary still. All right. Yeah, this hand does need a 3-drop, but it is definitely worth keeping. Oh, that's a 3-drop. That is a 3-drop. This format is a little silly. Way too many, way too many bombs. Yep. But I'm just gonna static net it. And I'm gonna pump the paratrooper. If they have the thing that deals 3 damage to a tapped creature, it's better to pump here. But in these aggressive decks, they often don't play that card anyways. Okay, okay. Wow, we're doing it. Okay. So, I think Pump the Metamorph and the Paratrooper. So pump this and this. And do that as well. Yeah. That curve is gross. Next turn we have 5 mana to pump with the Paratrooper, so I could spread counters even more evenly and just basically almost present lethal. Okay, no longer the case. I think we should play the Thopter and stick 2 counters on it. And just keep making more threats. I guess I should probably research desk here before I do that. And then we can airlift Chaplain next turn in case this fails. Oh, I could top because of airlift Chaplain. But I'm not really... I think keeping one... No, I really just... Airlift Chaplain's already going to find me lands. Not that interested in lanes here. I mean, the longer this game goes, the better for us, in the sense that we have 2 Siege Veterans and they have 1. That is a very good card. Now we have an equal number of bombs. They gave it Vigilance. I guess I should just block. They get to kill my 4/5, but then they don't actually have that good of attacks and blocks. I'm surprised they attacked here. Because now I can play the Chaplain. I don't actually want the Mud, I just want it in my graveyard. I think. Oh, actually I could take the Mutt and then discard Cohort, and then I think that's actually a bit better. Alright, so let's just put 2 counters on this and attack both. They'd probably go to 1. I guess they could jump. Yeah, if they get this lifelink though, they still have to attack with it. And we have the Paratrooper next turn. If I draw a land, I can play Paratrooper and pump. It's just a game of Siege Veterans. It's completely absurd. So they hit for 6. I'm at 11. They go to 11. I go to 16. Definitely just take it. No reason to chump at this point. I should hold one creature back in case they have the steel in sack. Or like another steel. Oh, or I could filter the chromatic star right now to go ambush paratrooper plus pump all. If I do that, I have and put the flyer, then I have 5, 6, 7, 8. Basically, if I hit my land off of this, I think I have lethal. And if I don't, then I just play the worm coil here. But what if I scrapwork cohort? They block here. They deal 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I guess I should go for it. Just put 2 counters on the chaplain, I think. Actually, I should do this and this. They take 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 1 and 1. This plays around, I think, the maximum number of things and is lethal if they have nothing. And I even have the blocker too. Okay. That is really good here. It's funny when Wormcoil Engine isn't the best thing to do on a turn. We have a mountain on top. That's good for me. We have a surprise blocker. And they're at 3, so... yeah, probably have this. They're still going to gain 7 life, though. I think we're going to take it, because I think pumping everything should pretty much make us win. If they go to 10, then... let's say they have another Mishra's Onslaught. They can block, block, block. And they take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But that's better than... like, I don't want to chump here, I don't think. Maybe I do, because I have lethal anyways. If they block, block, then I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, no, I don't have lethal. Okay, I will take the damage. And if they have another Mishra's Onslaught, then I will need to take that into account. So I think I was probably not going to attack with a Paratrooper just to play around another Mishra's Onslaught, and I could block that turn after like pumping everything. But yeah, that game was insane. A lot of power back and forth. That, I guess, is this sealed format. It's totally bananas. We're at 5 and 2, so 2 more to go. We're on the play. Again, this hand really needs another land. If I get there, it's super good. Alright, excellent. Just gonna play our Thresher. I think I'm happy to trade because we have Wormcoil Engine in hand. Oh my god. So many Siege veterans. I think I'm still happy to trade. We get 2 for 1, but that just It has vigilance, so I'm just not winning that race. I think if we get to Wormcoil, we're just probably going to win unless something crazy happens. And we get to Wormcoil next turn. Alright, well, can't block. That's fine. We still got our 1-for-1 out of that. Just now we just attack and play Wormcoil Engine. As long as they don't have overwhelming remorse, this should do the job. We can beat Prison Sentence. White-black is probably the worst place for us to play a Wormcoil Engine because of all the removal they can have to answer it. Yeah, we're in trouble. Ooh, or are we not in trouble? Alright, Teferi make a Teferi -2. And then if they kill one of our creatures, we can chump to protect Teferi.
Don't feel bad when you lose. I've got eyes everywhere.
The world's best failing skip Vanguard, single-handedly destroying everything. I have to block. Recommission? I hope not. Okay, that's a little less bad. So do I want to draw another card or make another creature? I think I want the creature.
Knowledge is
I should
meant
hold
to be
this because of the
shared.
mutt. If they kill the Warlord's Elite, then the fairy is kind of vulnerable. I'll have to chump the Gigamole. But I don't really have an option here to... I think I'm not going to deal the 1. This is fine. I'm going to do that and then just pass. I think it's a little too risky to attack here. If they do kill the Warlord's Elite, also I could disenchant the 1/1 and double block Gigamole. Yeah, land is kind of bad for me. But on the bright side, we have this thing growing. Ooh, hello.
Another mystery solved.
I could metamorph, but I think if I just wait a turn, it's going to be better. I could attack with this. I could attack with both, actually. Because it has vigilance. And I might be able to get a big blowout here, depending. I don't know. Okay, that's fine. Well, maybe this was horrible. Yeah, this was horrible. Can I hulking metamorph? If I hulking metamorph, then let's see what they're gonna draw. I just played this. Oh god, played this turn about as terribly as possible, I think. Yeah, I needed the creature back. So let's wait to play the Metamorph on 9, because then I have a 7/7 at least. That actually works for me, because I feel like they were pressuring the Teferi anyways.
Time travel is harder than it looks.
Like, they could have killed my board. Yeah, we'll just take that. I'm gonna kill the scrapwork cohort because my plan is to... If I draw a land, my plan is to metamorph an ambush paratrooper. I just want to use my mana right now. Desynchronize is pretty solid too. Attack both of these. I can grow the Liberator. Yeah, getting rid of the cavalry is gonna be good, I think. Alright, so we're gonna desynchronize this first. Probably looking for a land followed by a spell. We're gonna take 4 damage and eat the Gigamole. Kind of just don't want either of those, I don't think. I'm really just looking for a land next turn. An untap land. Nice, so I can play this, copy the paratrooper, and then that's basically the game. Because I'm going to have a 7/7 paratrooper in play. The reason I'm doing it main phase is it grows the creature. And I know their top card. Alright, so that's it. They can block 1 flying creature and they die to the rest. So that's pretty sweet. Alright, attack all, double pump. Don't even really need to pump at all, but I guess I won't. Okay, can we do 1 more of those? Definitely gonna try. Alright, playing for a day 2 invite. We can trade with that. Do I want to discard a land? I think I do want to discard a plains here. Alright, let's just play a 4/4, I think. Or is it better to get Liberator in play? 4/4 is pretty nice. And then I could play Liberator into other things the following turn. And I can pop the Chromatic Star once I put this down. Basically, if they attack and they have Whirling Strike, that's horrible, but otherwise this stabilizes the board pretty nicely. That's the answer. What do we do here? What do we do? If I don't hit a land, do I just play Liberator main phase? I kind of want to hit a land drop here. But if I brick, then I could combat Thresher, but I think I still just play Liberator main phase. It's pretty awkward because now it's going into Scatter Ray and all this other stuff, but I needed to crack the star for mana. And if they have removal, it's so bad for me. That being said, because if I had hit a land, then I could wait and then try to hit lands from there. I keep playing everything main phase, but what are you going to do? I don't actually want the kite. I think it's way, way too slow right now. If this resolves, then I can kind of figure out what it is I want to do from there. That's a big tilt. Maybe that was a bad attack. I don't know. Coilless Rock was going to be a problem this whole time. I think it was an okay attack. All right. Now we can actually just pass. Because we have the Combat Thresher. Logi Chain Dancer is still a problem, but we can deal with the rest. Forest? Okay, if that's the case, I kind of want to just play 2 Paratroopers. Oh, but they don't even pump the Liberator here. Okay, never mind. I'm going to get this online. And if I can get to Fairy, then we can also... I think hitting our land drop is more important than getting another activation onto Fairy. Getting to Fairy down and making the 2/2 is the most important thing, I think. The Fall of Krug? That's really bad. Our Combat Thresher's gonna die, huh? That's gonna put us at 6 also. If I have a 2/2 to block. Actually, just dead to the Fall of Krug, I think. I mean, maybe they'll go after Teferi.
Heard you needed a hero. Well, nobody knows the past better
Well,
than
they
me.
can't Philology Chain Dancer also, unless their last card's a land. That's the best card I've ever seen right now. That's like crazy powerful. Oh, and they even have it. Yeah, that sucks. Got all the way to the last game and just fell behind early. The Obliterating Bolt was on the 4/4 was just so huge. Man, we were so close. Alrighty. Well, didn't get there with our warm coil to fairy deck. That's pretty brutal. I think I probably try one or two more. But it has been a tough day for sure. Well, thanks for joining me on that one. This deck was real nice. It missed a little bit in the interaction department. We did lose to a few things, but I had my static net a lot, and that card was obviously excellent, and we did some pretty crazy stuff. Junior's Kite, not sure about that one. Wish it was basically any other better card. But we could also just loot it away, which we did often. So there we go. I'll see you in the next one.